Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another exciting edition of the Untold with the great Hussein Ajouz. I changed it.
The great Abdulaziz. Hi, Ahmad. How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling today?
I'm good. Excited about the day.
Yes, we have an interesting interview.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about leadership skills.
Yeah.
How to develop them.
Do you like leadership?
Leadership. I think I'm a natural born leader.
Nice.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the confidence. I like it.
As a director, you have to be.
I think we'll let the guest judge you on that one. How about that?
We'll see. Right after this, our guest will join us, Abdulaziz Alroomi.
We're back from the break and we can finally welcome our special guest who has tremendous years of experience in HR, leadership and business and is the author of a book called Prevail. Abdulaziz Alroomi, welcome to the Untold.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Always a pleasure to be with you guys.
Welcome aboard.
So I think we like to start with any guest by asking the big questions. We might have done the research about you, we know you, but the guests still need to know who is this person sitting that has this years of experience. So I think the best question is first of all, why leadership and what got you into it?
Excellent. So part of my mission is to change misconception or challenge at least such given beliefs about years of experience. And I still have this thing in mind that I make sure that I cover 17 plus, 18 plus. It's a bit pathetic. So I would recommend that we go with years of achievements.
Okay.
And that's why I had the book. And that's all about leadership, because leadership is about delivering results through yourself or through the people. And that's one misconception, that leadership is always about people. No, it starts with you. So you lead yourself, you can influence others, and it's even better to take them aboard to achieve your vision.
But where did it start with you? Like, I think it's fair to know, like, fair enough, you're into this field now. We obviously made a big introduction, but for the people watching that you're into leadership, what was the start of the journey for Abdulaziz?
I cannot recall. It's either DNA
Really?
or because I was into biographies all my life. The best class for me, I think it was in even kindergarten, was Islamic studies, because they talk about prophets.
Right.
They talk about people with miracles.
Right.
Okay.
And people are always attached to miracles.
How about we touch on your educational background? What did you study as a bachelor's?
IT.
IT.
Oh, wow. Okay,
IT
something
and
completely different.
Programming.
Yeah. What
So
got you into IT?
Because I want to get a better salary. I want to be my own boss.
Fair.
And because I had, science and math in high school, because only the smart people go to math and science.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although I should have been into literature or philosophy, by the way.
Oh.
But alhamdulillah, it helped me with a good base to bring engineering into my leadership theories and methodologies.
So when did this leadership thing start?
Exactly, because
So you finished your IT degree. You worked in that field.
Oh, we want the original...
Step by step, yes.
Okay.
not necessarily the day or the year, it's
So
just...
it's like something that I think it just nourishes with you. It's like a calling.
Okay.
I always been with my grandfather. I was raised by my great grandmother. So leadership with women, men, it was always there. With mentorship. And then when I officially became a leadership expert, it was when I went to Equate 5 years after I graduated from university. And maybe with my master's.
So your master's was on?
On management. And my thesis was on empowerment.
Okay.
So empowerment, I think thank you for making me realize that. It was the first step towards leadership.
Okay.
Because it's about empowering people. So you need to coach people. And you need to let go. And from there, I joined Equate as a leadership development specialist. I was the first leadership development specialist, and then it went from
and
there.
that's where how the roller coaster kind of like rolled with you. Like from there,
officially, yes.
Onwards.
We brought the knowledge and the expertise with, let's say, the passion that I had. Actually,
but how did all the years of experience in terms of, because you've coached people as well, you've coached a lot of people.
Yes.
But obviously, a fresh graduate cannot just leave university and suddenly jump into coaching right away.
Yes,
you must have built a lot of experience.
So basically, we went from the first challenge was for me to move from IT to HR.
Yeah.
So that I will move into this leadership universe. And then it wasn't there on my mind. But as I transitioned and I realized there is a management and leadership role within HR. So I moved step by step from agility to imtiaz to equate. And then from then I started officially coaching leaders. Directly, indirectly, reading the psychometric assessments, guiding them through different levels of the leadership hierarchy.
Right.
So at every level sometimes you need the basics, sometimes you need the training, sometimes you need coaching, sometimes you need just to have exposure. And the most difficult thing is when they have conflict between the leader and his leader or her leader.
Conflict between the leader and his leader?
Conflict between leaders.
Oh, conflict. That's a comfort.
And when you say leaders, what kind of leaders we're talking about?
Basically a people leader, because you can have manager, senior manager, assistant general manager, but he doesn't or she doesn't lead people.
Okay.
So when we say leaders, usually they are people leaders.
And you mentioned empowerment.
Empowerment, yes.
Could you maybe touch on that? What is empowerment? What does it mean to empower someone?
That was the last statement in my thesis, which is teach and unleash your people.
Teach and
unleash.
Yeah, people potential. So basically, especially like in the food and beverage and the services industry. Okay, I'm not doing have the right model for empowerment because they have only partners and the first line, and even you don't see this hierarchy, and you don't know who's the boss and who's the branch manager.
Right.
So everyone does everything from selling, cross-selling, cleaning.
That's actually a good point, Ivan. I've actually never.
Yeah, and if you go to on Saturdays or Sundays, no, Saturdays or Fridays, they will sit together and they discuss and they brainstorm what they can do best for the branch. When it goes to another place, I'm gonna
it's managed differently.
It's different because that's what my thesis is based on.
So I mean, if we can compare places, whatever the restaurants are or cafes, whatever it is, would you say that empowering people, leadership empowering people, is the core, or could be set at the core of success for any organization?
No, I cannot say that. Now, cliches don't work in reality. Okay, so I'm against cliche. There's
that's
no.
That's a nice one. Yeah,
and that's why like
the model is obviously successful because of the way they do business and the way they operate and the way. I never actually knew that there's a
the way they macro manage.
Okay.
So because they rely on quality assurance and reliability, similar to the health industry.
Yeah.
If you go to a hospital, they have more like it's more of a military. You study the different industries and then you understand how they operate.
Of course.
When it comes to sales, you need to empower. You cannot wait for the salesman to go back to their boss or their manager to give you a recommendation or an approval or something. They need to make it on the spot. They need to have
authority.
A certain level of authority.
To be able to make a decision.
Delegated to them, right?
Which is the definition of empowerment.
Can you imagine? Imagine, like, for example, Hussein becomes a manager for a salesperson who's been there for 20 years.
Okay.
And he comes to you for advice, or you only need to make sure that this person gets all the resources required for him to be more successful. When it comes to the health industry or the hospital, it's way different. People will die. Don't improvise.
So there's no time sometimes.
So it just depends on. However, like in situation leadership, like they say, again, a lot of cliches in leadership, and then basically you destroy the whole culture, okay, or even the person in front of you. Sometimes when it comes to leadership, we say that, or coaching, we say, I'm not the right person for you. You need to go to a psychiatrist.
So that's okay. That's where it doesn't. That's where it goes beyond leadership, beyond just management and leadership.
Management and coaching.
Personal.
Yeah. So when you go leadership, it's all more about coaching.
Yeah.
Feedback.
Okay.
And now they call this feed forward. Okay. Yeah. It's a good cliche. Feed forward. Yeah. Okay. Because so Hussein screwed up. Because I know you're my friend. So I won't tell you. I won't tell you that in your face. So what we can do better next time? Okay. So you kill people. I want me to be nice. No, I'm not going to be nice.
It's like constructive criticism.
Yeah, yes, constructive criticism.
So that the person improves.
If I can do this, if it's okay, if we didn't lose real money, okay? If we didn't hurt anyone's feelings,
right?
I can give you that feed forward. But if there is a reality, okay,
or
like working in more of the military, there is, or even in, like, for example, back in Equate in the plant where people can die, then I need to really to be strict. And this some of the conflicts I had. So we have this best, leadership theories that doesn't apply to work.
See, that's the thing, because I see a lot of leadership theorists where they actually can't even lead their own businesses. The famous ones we used to always study about at university, and then they would actually have failed businesses. But is it because perhaps they're depending so much on the books, they're forgetting about real life?
Yes. No, the books are correct, but the problem is
the application of the...
You need to earn. You need to sense that feeling. It's like me giving you like the manual how to cook. I don't know, something sophisticated. I don't know, because I'm not a good cook. So you will mess it up.
Right.
You will mess it up. You
Without
need to start
proper
with frying eggs,
right.
which takes me some time, even till now.
Frying eggs.
Frying the eggs. But then
I think
I quit.
If we think of the analogy, like education is always good to like, it's going to show you that there's a crossroad, but it's never going to hold your hand and make you cross, take you across. I don't think it should be that way. It's just going to show you that, hey, there's a lot of cars coming here. Cross it by your own. Learn how to cross it. Just cross safely.
Okay.
Go ahead. Yeah, I'm going to ask a question. Ask a question. Never mind.
What are some of the leadership qualities we could look for, or what characters should we have as a leader?
Integrity.
Integrity.
Yeah.
I
You
respect
need
that.
to strive.
Makes sense.
And because it takes you every single moment of your life to demonstrate that integrity. And just now I wanted to come to you. I crossed the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had to wait for the traffic sign
Right.
to go to do it
Correctly. Yeah.
Why? Because I'm coming to talk about leadership. I need to lead by
Lead
example.
by example.
Hello?
Hello.
But if it wasn't for today, Adi, I would have. But in reality, people are watching. Alhamdulillah, I'm not famous. What if I became famous? Allah. Right?
That's a good. I like the way you said that. I like that.
And everything you do, and even يعني, when you look yourself at the mirror, يعني, you know that you're a fraud or you're real.
Okay. What else other than integrity? Patience.
Can we say transparency?
Transparency.
Transparency is good. I would take it under integrity. See, I memorize them, but I'm just trying to do something new.
Okay.
So, I would say enthusiasm.
To be enthusiastic.
Yes, and the right balance of enthusiasm, because if you're not enthusiastic about your vision, who will be? If you cannot take people where you want to go, who will?
Sure.
So you need to be the champion of your idea. Okay. So integrity, enthusiasm, courage, of course,
Courage.
and you have to have humility, because you will fail,
Yeah.
and you need people.
Okay.
It's a lot. It's not shiny, honestly. But the main intention of leadership is to make life better.
It's a difficult job, definitely. But I mean, obviously, it's heavy. I think it's a heavy job. There's actually a quote here. I'm used to saying quotes in the show. And as basically I said, it's like basically what I have realized is that leadership is everyone's job, and it's a non-stop journey. And I kind of agree with it. There's a lot to talk about. We're just gonna have to take a very, very quick break, and we'll be right back with you with way more questions.
Inshallah.
We're back and continuing the conversation with Abdulaziz. How are you feeling so far?
So far, so good.
So far, so good. All right. We want to jump more into the field of leadership. We left off with explaining the characteristics of a leader. We're saying integrity, being enthusiastic.
Transparency and all
transparency and all that. Once someone becomes a leader, do they still need continuous guidance for like to maintain their work ethic and all that?
What do you think?
I think so.
Okay, because we're humans.
We're human, yeah.
Yes. That's why we have coaching.
So, but I mean, do they need to? I think to build on it, are some people just naturally born as, hey, I have it in me and I don't need coaching, or as does everyone? It's like they say, like every therapist needs a therapist. Like as they say, every coach needs a coach. Every leader needs a leader, or every leader needs a coach. What happens?
Every leader is a coach, needs a mentor, because he's human at the end,
Right.
or she's human. So even if you're born leader, so you have these characteristics, these skills that at certain point would reach a limit,
Right.
right? So Messi, Ronaldo, whoever,
Right.
if they don't practice, they will not reach where they are.
You want
Similar-
to evolve. So
Yes.
it's important to evolve.
It is. And leaders need to be vulnerable. They need to show
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. I think
Showing
vulnerability is a very, very
is
strong
very
one.
important. I
Right.
think it makes us human.
Makes us human.
I've actually seen it. I mean, I've kind of seen it in my work as well. I've seen that once I have made myself more vulnerable, as I say, that open door policy kind of thing.
Right.
That I'm vulnerable. I'm here to listen to you. People felt the need to reciprocate. Felt the need to be vulnerable back. You know, and then they open up, and then it actually you actually start spotting a lot of problems, and that's how you suddenly realize that you're transforming from a manager to a leader, perhaps.
Yes, you can say we need both. And every time we need both. And,
Yeah.
So a manager, the person who manages the work and manages the processes. Leader is more about strategy and more about the people. So you need both.
Right.
People from the coaching side. Again, it's more futuristic. Get people on board. Be storytelling, telling the people where we're going and why we're going, and that's it. You cannot do this 90% of the time. You manage 90% of the time. You lead 10% of the time, by the way. Because
True.
if I lead you, then
Yeah.
you
Yeah, then
finish
you-
your work, take your time, and then you come back to me with a result. I coach you, and then you go back and you continue leading.
So are both parts, management and leadership, do they have to be the same
You
person?
have to be the same, of course.
So it's not like we're not saying two people, two
No,
different
no,
people,
no.
one manager, one leader. It has to be like every
Doesn't
big
work.
leader, Steve Jobs, for example.
To like piggyback on that question, can two individuals coexist as co-leaders?
How?
It's like having
Like
two
two,
captains.
like him and
No,
I
no,
running a company.
You can, but you have to make sure who does what.
To make the responsibilities clear.
Of course. And why do you
So
need
we
each other?
don't-
Let me keep all the money for me. And let's be realistic. For everyone to be part of a family or a partnership, everyone need to have their own role,
Right.
and then flourish within that. Make sure that you don't come across each other. So that's needs to be very, very clear, because it's all about integration,
Perhaps harmony as well of work.
harmony.
Yeah.
That's integration, because you want to be successful. You want to be successful. I want to be successful.
Right.
Okay. If we're crossing on each other's toes, then we're not. But if we're helping each other to achieve each one's dream,
Right.
money for me. Is it money for you?
I mean,
Money, fame. Okay, خلاص. You get your money, you get
Gave
your
you fame,
fame.
he
Okay?
gave you fame.
But you
Well,
get
I
nothing.
get the fame, no
But
money.
you get nothing, no money.
Get the fame, okay.
This is how it works. يعني, it's not sophisticated, it's not complicated, but you cannot have an ego while being
You always have to check your ego at the door.
Check
See,
your
that's the
ego,
one. I think that's the one that
You always
destroys
gotta check
people,
your ego,
especially in
always.
leadership positions where they start getting a lot of attention, especially when you start getting the money and the fame.
But I guess the question is how to control your ego as a leader.
fulfillment.
Fulfillment.
So the prevail model of leadership has vision, has competence. So in order for you to lead, you need to be to have a vision. You know where you're going, why you're going there, short term or long term, or even a life calling. Competence, all the resources, everything you need,
Okay.
and the change, the desired change. This can go for any leader. However, fulfillment, which contains authenticity, caring, genuine, vulnerability, transparency, whatever
Yeah.
you call it, values, needs to be at the heart of your leadership. Why? Because basically, if it contradicts with your fulfillment, then it's not worth it. Even if it gives you money, it gives you fame, gives you position,
It's not
this
fulfilling.
is not for you.
Yeah, it's just not filling something.
It's not fulfilling, no.
But I mean, if it's, I mean, I'm not saying it's that simple. Obviously, it's complicated, but it sounds that there is the kind of like, is there like an equation for success in leadership? I mean, if there is, then why do we see a lot of problems in leadership?
The system is corrupt.
Well,
Okay?
yeah.
So
Yeah.
whenever I go to any place, I don't assume that in any company that I work for, I don't assume that will be the ideal or the promised land.
Are you saying we should
In every place, in the
control
ministry,
our expectations?
of course,
Yeah.
of course. Who are we fooling? Okay, and in order for you to be a leader, you need to come to to be practical,
logical.
logical,
Realistic.
practical, realistic. Life, you could be, you can have a PhD, you can be a billionaire,
Right.
and you're a very nice person, and then this person comes across and hits your car for no reason. خلاص, this is life. Inshallah, when you go to Jannah, you do whatever you want. But for now, you need to struggle. And don't be so realistic. And I'm sorry,
Too
not idealistic.
realistic?
كذا for yourself, for your kids. And this is a trap I fall in every single day. I'm an idealistic.
True.
I also push my kids to the limit. Sometimes it's too much. My wife and myself, we realize sometimes that we sway off.
Yeah.
It's not fair for the kids.
Right.
Okay.
Let them be.
To live in La La Land.
Let them be.
يعني. So it's a struggle. So you need to open up. You need to be realistic. And sometimes for you, things that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Or it's a given. You have to come on time and leave on time. People don't think the same.
Yeah.
A little bit of flexibility can perhaps...
Flexibility can go a long way.
And you need to realize
Leniency,
people come from different backgrounds. They have their
Yeah.
own values.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes I think we expect people to come up to our own level and way of thinking,
صح.
and we force it upon them. And I realized this sometimes in me, by the way, when I was still learning and how to lead a team, I was always expecting them to come up to the way I'm thinking, and I never thought I need to actually find a middle way between us, you know.
Right.
And once I was able to see that middle ground, things changed,
Yeah.
completely shifted.
I struggle every day.
Life's a struggle, right?
Yes,
Life
I've
is a
struggled.
struggle. What is life without a struggle?
This is the fun of it, yes.
Well, with all of your experience here today, and you're joining us here, do you consider yourself a leader?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I decided to.
You decided to.
Whether some people see me I'm a lousy leader or a bad leader. I don't like to lead, by the way. I don't like to force people to do things for me.
Why don't you like to lead?
But you love
But you're a
leadership.
leader.
because why I'm a leader? Because I'm going with the definition.
Okay.
So the definition is a leader is a person who build on relationships. Again, has the vision, has the competence, and make the desired change.
Okay. By definition, you are a leader. Then.
By definition, I'm a leader.
Okay.
Good luck to you guys.
Good luck to you.
So and again, so a leader can be someone working at a coffee shop, decided that they will make more of their role.
Okay.
So I can be serving you coffee.
Right.
Yeah.
I decided to go with the book and make the day pass, or I decide to make a conversation with you and ask you how you're doing today, and I make sure that you get the best cup of coffee you can ever have because I'm doing this coffee. So this is leadership.
That by definition. And by practice. Why don't you want to lead by practice, or why do you?
I don't like to order people. I don't like to give direction to
Is
people.
it really ordering people, or are you just guiding them?
I don't like it.
You don't
I don't like it.
Whichever way I spin it, you don't like it.
I'm more democratic. I like to, everyone to do the same. Everyone to have their own mind.
Okay.
But it's not in reality.
Which is
you
why
need
you're
to push
consulting.
people. I consult. I lead. Similar now, even to my full-time job as a head of learning and talent. I'm hard. I fired a lot of people than I hired. So I do what I have to do.
Of course, that's the hard part of the job.
Yeah.
And you've wrote a book, right?
Yes.
What is the title?
Prevail.
Prevail.
Yes.
All right, and it's a bestseller.
Alhamdulillah.
So how does it feel to be a bestseller?
It's actually a very nice book with a lot of quotes, by the way. You like a lot of quotes. I have some of them written literally from our notes from before, but I'll keep the stage for you.
Of course,
Please go
you
ahead.
have quotes.
I have
You
a long
always
list of
have
quotes. I'll read one at the end, by the way. I have one I have to read. Okay?
Leaders are readers. So bravo عليك, Hussein. So I don't know. Doesn't feel any difference. It's not like I was on the stage.
It wasn't like an achievement. It didn't feel like an achievement or an accomplishment.
I'm still surprised. I'm still
Surprised
surprised.
Surprised by the result.
By the results.
Yes, I'm surprised by the results. I'm still shocked with the testimonies I had, the appreciation that I have.
Yeah.
When I
mean,
go
you have the experience to write such a book and get such feedback. I don't know why you were questioning that.
Alhamdulillah. No, I'm not questioning. It's just that
Surprised.
it's different.
Overwhelmed.
Maybe overwhelmed. Maybe
Okay.
because we did it through most likely it was through Amazon. So I wasn't there on the stage and people are clapping and saying yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
every person bought the book. No, it's not the same. It's not physical.
Okay.
I still question myself. Yeah. You still doubt yourself.
Can I ask a question?
Can I do this again?
I want to ask a question just in the middle. Do you feel, because I kind of getting, I don't know how to say this in normal.
We'll give you time.
I feel that you've done great things, but I kind of feel you're a bit too harsh on yourself.
Yeah,
I think
You're a bit self-critical.
Yes,
and
yes.
I can see, but I mean, is this naturally for someone that's a leader or someone that's into leadership to be harsh on themselves?
Yeah.
I think this is reality because there is some more for you to do. Because as you go higher, you see the next step. You
Yeah.
see other people. You see other achievements. And then you think you're done. And you achieved. And then you move to the next level. And then you see another level.
There's always
Right.
there's always more.
That,
Yes,
that
and
brings
the-
me to a question. Why do you think people are never satisfied? Wherever success you'll reach, you always want to get to the next level, and it's never enough.
Greedy.
Greedy. Mankind is greedy,
It's
but,
greedy. Okay.
You know,
I'm not a greedy. I'm overachiever. I know. that
overachiever.
I'm overachiever.
That's
yes.
a big statement.
Yes, yes. I'm
Okay.
overachiever. And this is very important for any person, especially who wants to lead, to have this high self-awareness.
Okay.
There is not enough investment in self-awareness. Okay, so I'm overachiever.
Yeah.
I know my number one value is competence, is competency and being competent.
Yeah.
So if there is no one to compete with, I just let go. Life is worthless for me. I'm happy. I'm a very happy person.
That's good.
So achievements is one thing that I have it within my blood.
Yeah.
I try to deliver with minimum cost and everything and exceed the expectation over and over again. It's not too smart,
Yeah.
but that's the way I act. I try to minimize it.
Okay.
But overall, if I die now, I'm a happy person.
Would you say you're happy or fulfilled?
I'm fulfilled. Thank you. I'm fulfilled. Yes, yes, yes.
We're
Because
also happy.
it's byproduct because fulfillment is higher and more
It's more long term. I think.
more long term.
Yeah.
Plus, I know that, inshallah, and most of the time, I'm teaching myself, my children, the right information,
Right.
the right morals, the right behaviors,
Yeah.
and trying to be there for their time
Right.
through proper scheduling, okay, and quality time. For my wife, alhamdulillah, I'm failing every single time, trying to making up today, okay. At work, I'm making everyone happy because
That's
I'm
good.
overachiever.
Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
an overachiever.
uh,
Okay.
Nah,
if I-
mashallah, I mean.
Are you a
they-
people pleaser then?
I'm a nice talker. I'm a sweet talker, but I'm not a pleaser. I know.
Okay.
I'm very harsh
Fair.
when it comes to work. Sometimes.
Well, you are harsh on yourself
I am,
sometimes,
yeah.
so I
So
get
they need
that.
to get the part of it.
All
yeah.
right. I mean, honestly, thank you so much for the beautiful, beautiful episode. It's I think we can go on for hours and hours and hours, as I said before, but we have to get to the end of it. So thank you again for
Great.
being part of the Untold, a beautiful Untold story.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. So
Appreciate
this is it. All right, we'll be on our break, and we'll be right back to wrap up.
What do you think?
Beautiful episode.
I think we need one more with him.
1 hour isn't 1 hour. 20 minutes isn't enough. 1 hour.
Isn't enough.
20 minutes isn't enough.
Yeah, I think we need one more round. I think I can do that. And we'll have another episode and go into further details about human resources
Who
and how
knows?
he handles that.
We might just do that then.
Yep.
All right.
Well, that's it for tonight's episode. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next time. Good night.